Hello YouTubers, and welcome back to another video of my model railway and the associated collection. Well, recently I went out and of course purchased some more interesting stuff for my collection. This was here by far the crown jewel that I've recently purchased. This is the new Athearn Ready to Roll SD60, or Specific Duty 60, or I just call it the SD60. These were just recently released by Athearn Model Trains, and I picked up the one in the Canadian Pacific rebuilt new paint scheme. And many of you will know, obviously, that these used to be the SOO LINE SD60s, or SOO, referred to by some people, but Canadian Pacific has recently remanufactured or rebuilt and repainted and renumbered 42 of these locomotives that they've kept on, and they've renumbered them from their original SOO LINE 6000 series numbers, and now they're numbered in the 6200s, as you can see on the cab there. And it's very nice of Athearn, and finally somebody decided to make these within in a reasonable time period in HO scale. So I couldn't resist, and I got one. Went to the store, and he was already sold out of the Canadian National SD60s, the 5400s, so I ended up getting this one, but I'm just as happy with that. Looking to the rear of the unit, you can see the winterization covers over the fans there, and it has all the details, the little firecracker antenna, and everything else is there. It's not just horns and handrails, but it has all the little detail, all the grab irons on it, and it runs very well. It actually runs very quiet for Athearn standards. And there was a few other road numbers they did. They did the 6255, but I ended up getting 6240. For those of you who don't know anything about the SD60s, these were a 3,800 horsepower 6-axle locomotive that was built by EMD, Electromotive Diesel, of General Motors. They were built from '84, and I think there was a few that trickled in '95, which would have been the last year any of the 60 series were made. And they were quite popular. 1,146 of them were built amongst all of the variations. Some of them had the larger modified cab, or the isolated or insulated whisper cab on them, so they would have been classified as SD60Ms or SD60Is. There was even an experimental SD60 MAC done up, which wasn't used for very long. It had the alternating current electricity in it. But these ones have been very successful. Pretty much every major railroad has at least purchased one of the variants. Canadian National has the SD60 SD60Fs, as well as the standard cab SD60s, which is one of the few railroads that has more than one version. Union Pacific purchased more than one version. In fact, they ended up purchasing over 300 of these units amongst all the versions, and AMD's big claim to fame to buy this locomotive was that, it would be a lot better from their SD50, which looks identical to the SD60, but the SD50 was kind of a bomb in terms of performance. It had motor issues or prime mover issues, as well as other kinds of mechanical issues and electrical issues. So EMD went back to the drawing board and redesigned a new engine block for this locomotive, and instead of using the 645 diesel engine inside for its guts, or power plant, as some people like to refer to them as, they ended up using a brand new 710 diesel engine and upping the horsepower to 3,800. And this change proved to be far more successful. The SD60 is superior in reliability when compared to the SD50, and actually consumes less fuel. EMD's big thing that they promoted was that 3 of these 3,800 horsepower locomotives would do the same work as 4 older SD40-2s, which are only 3,000 horsepower flat, and these ones I believe would have a better grip on the rails, even higher adhesion because of their higher weight. But it's a very nice model, getting back to the the model world and out of the real railway world, and I'm very happy to have it. Finally, it's nice to see that Athearn has improved their quality control quite a little bit, and see that new stuff is coming out and new paint schemes. Over here is just a piece of rolling stock I picked up. This is the newer Walther's release of the 86-foot Pullman Standard high cube big box cars. I decided to get it in cotton belt this time because I like the paint scheme more than Chicago Northwestern and the other ones that were available. So this would be this is obviously the cotton belt or the St. Louis and Southwestern Railway. It's a nice big car. I have the Canadian Pacific ones that I purchased quite a few years ago. I think I've had them for about 6 or 7 years now. And so it's nice to see a bigger boxcar available to purchase right away. And so this is what I have gotten so far. I have some CN-8s, the new Atlas ones, on the way, but I think I'll be turning them into a Christmas presents because I'm pretty much impossible to buy a Christmas present for, and my family is well aware of that. And also over here, if you ever want to see a book of the SD60s, and read more about them, this is by far the best one. EMD's SD60 series, basically their states as their stepping stone into the 21st century. And it's a very good book. It covers all the railroads that had SD60s. I purchased this book in Altoona, Pennsylvania in the year 2000, quite a long time ago. And if you hang on a minute, I just wanted to show you one last interesting thing that's a little bit off topic, but still in the model railway topic. Just hang on 1 second. Okay, and then coming back into the other room here, I know I don't usually show people the shelves of where the trains, or basically it's all locomotives, are kept, but I've decided to put more items into boxes rather than leaving them out of the boxes, I beg your pardon, on display. And Matthias's video, he's a avid model railway collector and he's in northern Germany. I watched his previous video, and so basically this inspired me to show my shelving units where everything is kept, and I've put more items back into boxes just starting today. I put about 8 or 9, maybe 10 locomotives back into boxes today. Because I just can't have them laying around collecting dust. Dusting them a couple of times a year is time-consuming and frustrating for me, and so I used to have locomotives out of the boxes once again on this shelf here and this shelf here. These shelves all the way down have always been in boxes, but these two upper ones have been changed dramatically, so nothing more out on display here or there. Everything is back in boxes, and still have to put a few more back into boxes on this side as well as in other areas of the room, and a couple more down here, but I'm getting there. I just started it today, but there's the over there, and we have going down. That was actually a Broadway Limited blue line there all by itself, but we have a lot of Atlas boxes with a whole bunch of Atlas engines and Catos. Athearn Genesis is on the left, and going down we got more Catos and Athearns, Tower 55s, all the way down to the floor. This is a little awkward for me to do this, and well, you get the idea. All the way, all the brands from Athearn to Cato and Proto 2000 all the way to the top. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned. I'll upload more in the future. Thanks for watching. Good day.